Welcome back, and what in the Cardano is going on here? Bitcoin ETF giant Grayscale introduces a crypto staking fund, and much to the dismay and surprise of many Cardano ecosystem participants, Cardano was not included, even though Cardano's staking ecosystem is one of the first that ever were launched from a liquid staking perspective, where your coins never left your wallet, all the staking was completely liquid. But in today's video, we're going to explore if and when Grayscale will be creating a Cardano ETF. Is this possible? Is it going to happen? And what are my opinions on it? I'm sure you guys are interested, and we're going to find out and go through all of that right here today on the Cryptoviser podcast. We upload every single day of the year since 2018, bringing you the latest happening in the financial world. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Do me a favor, give the video a free thumbs up if you think this information is important and is worth just $1.99 a month. Click the join button down below to learn more about how you can become a channel member for just $1.99. Now, if you guys are new to this channel, I've been uploading on the channel since 2018. We've been talking about Cardano since then. I've been one of the first followers of Cardano since 2017 when the crypto first launched. I was probably one of the first buyers of the coin on public markets. And so I have a lot of insight and knowledge as we've been covering Cardano, all the intricacies and, regulatory moves and all of these funds, whether they're buying Cardano or not buying Cardano. And it's been quite the ride. But right now, we're in a new cycle in 2024. And the big companies, they're forced to expand their viewpoints beyond just the top 10 cryptos, just beyond all the cryptos that have been around for a long time. And a lot of that is because there's challenges in the blockchain ecosystem, whether it's Ethereum with scaling, whether it's coins like Dogecoin with high inflation rates, or whatever the issue is. And what we're seeing these new chains pop up every cycle, every year, that say that they can do more and better things than the previous generation of blockchains. Some can actually achieve that and some cannot. It's the same thing like when a company jumps up and they're like, oh, we're better than Amazon. We're better than Temu. We're better than Shein, right? It's like, are you really better? Do you have a better product, or is it just a watered down version, right? And so what Wall Street is constantly looking for is more returns, more profits, more investments. And so they're going to start exploring into newer ecosystems, as we're seeing with this crypto staking fund. And whether it's right or wrong, this is what they're doing. But this is not all bad for Cardano. And I'm going to explain why in a second. And I'm also going to show you where Grayscale is allocating Cardano, because they do allocate Cardano, and where other Wall Street players are allocating Cardano right at the beginning of 2024. So it's not all bad, but a lot of Cardano participants saw this new Grayscale staking fund, which is called the Grayscale Dynamic Income Fund, and they were perplexed. They were like, wait a minute. 4 of the 9 tokens that are in this fund are Cosmos tokens. Osmosis, Celestia, Atom, and Say. Well, let's go through all of the coins first before I go there. So the Grayscale Dynamic Income Fund will initially own assets for 9 blockchains: Aptos, Celestia, Coinbase Staked Ether, Cosmos, Near, Osmosis, Polkadot, Say Network, and Solana. They're aiming to distribute rewards in US dollars on a quarterly basis. So just from understanding what the fund does, basically they're going to buy these coins, and right now it's in private placement. This means that unless you're an accredited investor, you can't buy this fund yet. It's not on the open market. Typically, Grayscale funds stay in private placement for 1 or 2 years until they have a robust portfolio, and then they will submit the paperwork to go public, and then usually within a year after that, they go on the public market. So this will probably take a few years before you'll have access to it. But this doesn't mean they're not going to be buying. This doesn't mean that the Wall Street money is not flowing in. It is. And so effectively what they're going to be doing is buying these coins, staking them, and then distributing some of those rewards as something like a dividend to shareholders every quarter, which is an amazing way to participate in crypto, participate in staking without having to do any of the work, without having to custody the coin, however easy it may be, whether it's Cardano, Ethereum, or whatever other coin you're doing it with. And so this is also good for pension funds, retirement funds, self-sovereign funds, all these different type of funds that invest in these ETFs. That's why it is important that Wall Street is interested in the coins that you love, right? Because if they're not, where is the inflow coming from? How is the value of the coin really going to increase if nobody's interested in purchasing or holding it and viewing it as either one, an income stream through staking, two, an appreciating asset for wealth building or whatever the situation is? But again, like I said, it's not all bad for Cardano, because I understand why the Cardano ecosystem is like, wait, you guys are choosing all of these other coins instead and not even choosing Cardano? Like, what is up with Grayscale? I think, like I said, it's really Wall Street kind of expanding their horizons a little bit. I mean, keep in mind, 4 years ago, Grayscale had like 5 products. Now they have like 20 something products. They have an ETF, and there are products that hold Cardano, if you guys are not aware. So GDLC, which is Grayscale's digital large cap fund, it's kind of like a blended fund that holds multiple different cryptos in it, actually does hold Cardano. So if we go to the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund and you scroll to the bottom, you can see actually what they have in as a holding. And you can see that Cardano has a very small percentage, only 1.34%. But Cardano has been in this fund and they have not rotated out of Cardano for many years now. So that's a good thing, right? Because they're constantly changing the holdings of this fund. You can see it's heavily weighted in Bitcoin and Ethereum, smaller portion of Solana, XRP, Cardano, and Avalanche. What else? You may be saying, but Cryptoviser, that's just one fund and it's a very small percentage. Yeah, but Wall Street already has Cardano. So the likelihood that we're going to see a Cardano ETF in the future, I believe, is larger than it not happening at all, right? Maybe not an ETF, maybe a trust, unless the SEC changes their stance or they get better leadership and different viewpoints on the situation. Because in a trust, obviously you can hold these coins, even if the SEC doesn't like them. But an ETF, it's a whole different story, right? As we've seen with the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF. And there's also other funds like Bitwise. And Bitwise has the BitW Crypto 10 Index Fund. And again, same thing like on Grayscale's website. If you scroll to the bottom, you can see what the fund holdings are. So again, very heavily weighted with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then they hold Solana, XRP, and Cardano. So almost the same exact weighting that we're seeing in Bitwise's fund as we saw in the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund. Almost the same holdings as well. So that's 2 funds that are on the open market, available on Wall Street, 2 ETF-like products that are holding Cardano, but it gets better. It's not just that. If you go to the Bitwise 10x Bitcoin Index Fund, this is a private fund, so only available for institutional investors, not yet on the open market. But again, if you scroll to the bottom, same type of thing. And this fund has a larger weighting of Cardano. And again, this is X Bitcoin, so it means not including Bitcoin. So you can see Ethereum is heavily weighted in this with 72% of the fund. Then you have Solana, XRP, and then Cardano, and then Avalanche. So again, many of the top coins that have been in circulation for a long time, these are the ones that Wall Street is putting a lot of their funding into and inflows into. So they're testing out some of these newer funds, like what I think Grayscale is doing with this staking fund, is they're kind of branching out and seeing, let's see if we can have other funds. That way our entire portfolio is fully diversified. So we're in new coins, we're in old coins, we're in Bitcoin only funds, we're in Solana ecosystem tokens, we're in, Cosmos ecosystem coins. And that's a big thing, right? Cardano has a lot of native tokens on the blockchain. Some of these have a purpose, maybe. Some of them, they're just meme coins. But imagine Cardano's ecosystem became more interoperable, potentially through USDC deployment, bringing bridgeability, the interoperability, and liquidity straight to the Cardano ecosystem. And then some projects could actually expand utilize their tokens. Like think about Ergo. Ergo doesn't like to be called a side chain of Cardano or a side project of Cardano, but imagine Ergo embraced that and Cardano embraced that. And Ergo and Cardano were similar to, some of these Cosmos ecosystem coins like Osmosis, Celestia, Atom, and Say. Because Ergo it is its own blockchain. It can do a lot. So why are they not embracing that? Creating this ecosystem of technology that is built on Cardano and through some of Cardano's technologies that then can be kind of part of that Cardano ecosystem, similar to how these coins are part of the Cosmos ecosystem, even though they may be their own layer one. So these are a lot of concepts that we have to think about, because what you can see here is Bitwise, they have a DeFi crypto index fund. If you scroll down, Cardano's not on this either, right? These are all DeFi cryptos and DEX cryptos. So they're all not just Grayscale, but Bitwise, they're trying a lot of different things, different funds, different types of coins, different sectors of the crypto economy. And then we have the Bitwise 10 Index Offshore Fund, and this fund also holds Cardano. So I counted 4 funds, 2 that are on the open market, Bitwise and Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, 2 that are in private placement that hold Cardano. So while, yes, it is a little bit odd, in my view, that Grayscale didn't choose Cardano as a staking fund, crypto, maybe it's because Cardano's staking percentage is too low. I don't know. I really don't know what the reason is. Maybe there is no reason, right? They may not even thought about Cardano, to be honest, right? And that's fine. We just need to understand that there is a lot of products that Cardano is already in. And that tells me that eventually, it seems almost inevitably, that Cardano will have its own ETF at some point in the future. Whether that's now, whether that's in 10 years or 5 years, I don't know. But it seems almost inevitable. And this is just my opinion. And I don't even hold Cardano when I'm making this video, and I still believe it. So what do you guys think? Do you think a Cardano ETF is inevitable? Are you holding any of these other products that hold Cardano in them? Or are you just straight Cardano, crypto, self-custody, screw these Wall Street projects and products, I don't want any of it? Let me know down below, because at the end of the day, I actually think it's a great thing that Wall Street is involved. I think it's amazing that Wall Street is interested, not just in Bitcoin, not just in Ethereum, but they're interested in new coins. They're interested in new technology, and they're interested in exploring all of this. And what I'm doing is watching what they're doing, because where their money goes, if my money goes and your money goes, I think it can all be really, really good for the long-term growth of these ecosystems, of the price and value of these ecosystems, and therefore, whoever's holding the wealth in their ecosystems, it's all going to go up over the long term. In my view, I could be wrong, not financial advice, do your own research, but I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments of this video. Don't forget to give the video a free thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I'll see you tomorrow right here on the channel. Invest responsibly, do your own research, and Cardano on.